Hello. We're gonna wait until people show up here. Let's see. Everybody coming? Whoops. All right. Give me one sec. Well, let me see if I can get this here. Hold on one sec, guys. We're gonna do a little mailbag video. I gotta get rid of that hold screen there. Give me one sec. Who's out here? Hey, we got some people. No, you guys can't probably see me yet. Mail call. Yep. I promised to do a little mail call video, so we're gonna do it as soon as I can get my OBS to. You guys see me, or do you guys just see my Junkyard news stream main screen there? Somebody let me know. No? Ah, can't see you. All right, something's going on with my OBS. Hold on one second. My stream health is like going down. Ah. All right. Hold on one sec. I tried to get cute and it didn't work out. You see me? All right, cool. I'm glad. Now let me catch up to the chat here. How's it going, everybody? Guns in California. All right. So, the reason for this video, as I put in the description, I don't know if there's an actual title to it, but in the description I wrote, mailbag video. And that's exactly what it is, because I went to, oh, I see where there it is right there. Hold on. Let me switch that. Well, let me save it. I don't have to save it, do I? I don't think I have to save it. It'll probably change. All right. Let me go to my current. All right, we got a couple pieces of mail that I just wanted to say thank you and highlight. On my day off, I didn't go out filming today. I decided to be lazy. And, oh, it's all the way over there. Decided to be lazy and not do anything except stay home and, I admit, play a few video games. Yeah. Some of you may know, not all, but some of you may know that I play Call of Duty Ghost sometimes, and I'm a camper. I love to camp, although I've been running and gunning more, but I am a camper. But anyways, we're going to get off topic here. But if you happen to play Ghost and you want to search for me, it's Junkyard Dog 0911. That's my ghost tag. And of course my clan tag, capital CMPR. Anyways, we got a couple pieces of mail, one letter, one postcard. I want to do a shout out. One is a YouTube channel, and the other is a subscriber. At least I think he's a subscriber. He comments on almost all my videos, so I assume he's a subscriber, but I appreciate that. The first one is from Outlaw News. So shout out to Outlaw News. Outlaw News Now. 3. Okay. And his postcard, he pretty much just said that he had heard that I hadn't got any mail yet in my P.O. box that I got just for the mailbag. So he sent me a postcard, and he likes the videos, and he also put "be safe" and underlined it. Wants me to be safe. So yeah, we try to be safe in all our audits that we do. He also put that his brain doesn't have spell check, so forgive any spelling mistakes. Hey man, if it wasn't for spell check, we'll just leave it at that. So big shout out to Outlaw News Now. If you're curious, do a search on YouTube and see what he's up to, the type of videos he puts up. And now the other is from a subscriber. Again, I assume he's a subscriber. Daryl the Midnight Rider. All right. Not going to show the front because it's got his personal information, but there's the envelope, and I couldn't resist. I did open it last night. He had actually put a comment. He's actually put a couple comments to a couple of videos if I've gotten anything or not. He didn't say he sent me anything. He just asked me if I got anything, and I didn't actually see those comments, even though I try to review my comments on my videos regularly. I actually didn't see it until I opened this up. Well, actually, I saw it right before I went to the P.O. box. His latest comment that I did see was the reason I had replied to his comment. Oh crap, I haven't checked it for a week and a half, so I gotta actually go do it. So I got off my butt and actually went to my P.O. box, and lo and behold, I had a couple pieces of mail, and it made me feel really good, I have to admit. So Daryl, I appreciate it, man. He sent me a nice card. The gist of it just says, wishing you a happy day just because. He sent me his phone number to text if I ever want to text him, and he actually, you guys don't have to send me money or anything, but he was actually really cool enough to send me a couple dollars. And I did go, before it closed, I went to the store and got some Tall Boys. And he specifically, Mountain Dew, soda, Tall Boys, Mountain Dew. He specifically put a little note in his card. And on the card it says, here's $2, go and get yourself a Mountain Dew. So $1 would have covered a Mountain Dew, so $2 would covered 2 Mountain Dews. And I appreciate it. I splurged. I got the big one. No, it's not. I'm not sponsored by Mountain Dew or anything. So I do. And he actually sent me an extra little note in the card. He really likes the what I call the Tom Petty song that I play in all my videos. Pretty much all my videos. It's my theme song. Tom Petty's "Don't Back," stand your ground, don't back down. So, and then why I play that song, I put in the pictures that I took during that audit, so you can actually see the photos that I had been taking. So, Oh, and he also says one thing in my videos that he does not like is when I went to Palm Springs and I noticed on that corner property that on the Civic Center that they used for airport parking for employees, they saw remember the blue line flag. He specifically put, he goes, one thing I did not like to see is that blue line flag. Um, that's not our flag. And yeah, I agree. So you got a nice card. Thanks for the postcard, and thanks for the letter, and thanks for buying me a couple Mountain Dews. I appreciate that. Um, I mean, in this day of email and messages, um, I know it's easier to send an email or a message or even on Facebook, but there isn't. You know, to a channel like me, it may be corny, but there's nothing like getting a postcard from someplace I've never been. Um, and I was really hopeful to get one from across the pond. I think that would be pretty cool, but I'm gonna get myself a little scrapbook thing. I'm gonna keep the card and the postcard. And again, if anybody else wants to get a shout out on the Junkyard News on our mailbag video, I'm gonna start a new playlist called the Mailbag. Um, and when these videos process, I'll go ahead and add them to the playlist. So if anybody out there wants to have a shout out on the mailbag, again, you just have to send me a postcard. You don't have to send me any money or anything, although I do appreciate a good Mountain Dew. Um, to the Junkyard News, P.O. Box 983, San Clemente, California, 92674. And if you want to put -0983 after the zip code, you can, but you don't have to. So, guys, Outlaw News Now. And hey, Daryl, the Midnight Rider, much appreciated, guys. You know, I dropped a dime to get that. What happened? I just did that whole mailbag, and did you guys like not even see it? Ah, that sucks. That sucks. I minimized the window. And I saw it was offline. Why it was offline, I have no idea. Yeah, we saw it. All right, I hope you saw it. I was on my OBS. I wasn't even looking at the stream. I was on my OBS, and it said I was broadcasting. But when I went back to the YouTube dashboard for the live stream, it said offline. I got good stream health right now. So please tell me I didn't just waste all that time. You didn't see it? We saw it? Okay. All right. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. All right. Well, since we got through the mailbag, I guess we could sit here and just talk for a minute and see what's going on in chat. Billy, don't play with the machine. We saw it. What soldier in the right mind would use a semi-automatic? Oh my gosh. I have such a disdain for that term, assault rifle. Okay. All right. My live stream health is all of a sudden going back to yellow. Oh, okay. Who can tell me what AR stands for in AR-15? Come on. Uh, come on. Armalite. Yes. Eggman. Props, man. Props to you. Armalite rifle. You know how many people that I come in contact or I'll have a conversation that they'll talk about the AR-15 or AR type rifle, and I'll ask them, "Oh, by the way, what does AR stand for?" And they'll on AR-15, and they'll blurt out assault rifle, and I just want to slap them. I do. Ugh. I just want to slap them because it's obvious they know nothing about uh, those rifles. So we saw the whole thing. Denise, thank you. You learned that in the Corps as well. Thanks for your service. Okay, that's a good one there, Bubonic. Hey, Plague, I got a question for you, man. Does it bother you when people come, when they find out that you've served? Does it bother you if somebody comes up or while they're talking to you, oh, like I did just now, you served? Oh, thank you for your service. Does that ever bother you, having people thank you for your service in the Corps? What about you, Polly? That's a good question that I want to tell some vets here. I want to or not tell, sorry, wrong word. I want to ask some service members here because I know that there are service members that are subscribed. Um, and if you just happen to see it, that's what I want to ask. I want to ask, does it get on your nerves when people actually thank you for your service in the military? Any branch. Heck, I don't even care if you were in Coast Guard. When somebody says thank you for your service, does that get under your skin, or what? Yeah, yes, you served because you love your country, and your country loves you, man. Seriously, it does. Well, at least I love you, man. There's a little bromance for you. God damn, it's ridiculous. Okay. And now we got that question out there, and I've covered this in comments and on USMC Life when they did the article about my First Amendment test um, over at Camp Pendleton. Pendleton. It's funny. It's not even spelled the way it sounds, but it's like Pendleton. But I love those guys down there. I do. Well, I lost track. My next question was going to be, oh, okay. Now, how many service people, men and women, uh, think that the oath that they took when they joined the service was something that they just had to say to actually get into the service, and maybe didn't even think about what it meant? That's another good question. Semper Fi. Because I'm sure I don't know for a fact, but my opinion is that there is a lot of servicemen and servicewomen uh, who go through what they have to do to get into the military, and when it comes time to raise their hand and take that oath, that they're just doing what they have to do to finish up and get in the service. That's an opinion. That's not a fact. That's just my opinion. That there's quite a few, at least some, that are just going through the motions. Yeah, yeah, I do solemnly, blah 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 blah. Okay, can I get my firearm and go to the shooting range now, or can I go to the privy or the latrine? Just get it over with. Okay, blah blah blah. All right, I did it. I took the oath without even actually understanding what that oath is and what that oath means. Um, That would be that's a good question. If there's any service persons, servicemen or servicewomen that are on this chat right now, I'd like to know your input. I would actually like to know if you know or your opinion of anybody that you went through basic training, anybody that is on post with you, that you think it's possible that they just raised that hand and said what they had to say just to, go forward and really didn't understand exactly what they were doing when they said those magic words and raised their right hand. Let's see. Hey, Nord, what's up, man? Oh, I gotta read that. I gotta scroll up. I gotta read that. All right. Mike says, I know a handful of servicemen who are more than willing to kick American doors and take American lives. Now that's sad. It is. That's sad. I mean, think about it. If this country was ever to rebel against the government and say enough's enough, we have a constitutional right to throw off said government and start fresh. Would our servicemen and women stand between us and the government that we want to kick to the curb and start brand new again? Or would we be facing them and facing the end of their rifles? Um, that's a scary thought. It is. That's a very scary thought. Not that that's ever going to happen. I mean, but hell, nobody can tell the future. I mean, we have one lifetime. We have one lifetime in this world, and I mean, 1776 wasn't too long ago. I mean, look, under 300 years. I mean, what is that? What, three lifetimes? Average lifespan, I don't know, back then might have been less, but I mean, people are living 80, 90, 100 years. So, two or three lifetimes ago. It's just amazing how little this country's progressed in the short time that we've been around. So, we're still a baby country. We are. Compared to all the other countries out there, we're just a baby. Yet look how high up on the I'll call it food chain we are, for lack of a better word. Who knows what's going to happen in another couple hundred years? Who knows what's going to happen to your grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren? What type of a country are they going to be living in? You never know. You can't foresee the future. Nobody knows what direction our government will eventually go. Um, what path it's going to take. I'm a firm believer in power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, I mean, the government can only get so big. Big Brother can only be, you know, given so much power until I think the day will come someday, and not in my lifetime, hopefully, thank God, that things may turn. Things may turn not for the betterment of the American society. Um, and there may come a time when the Second Amendment will play a key role, and that scares the hell out of me. And I'm glad I won't be around for it, because hopefully that's if that happens, it's down the distant future. So, all right, my rant's over. Let's go back to chat here. Let's see what kind of messages and responses we have. I serve for my country, not my government. Hell yeah. Semper Fi. I love that. Love that. Most lawmakers are only in it for the money and not doing what's best for us. Okay. That, I agree. I agree 100%. I do. I believe that there are some that get into it naively for the right reasons, but if somebody's thrown in to a bottomless, let's say a bottomless swimming pool, and you got to sink or swim, and the only way to swim is to cling to everybody else that's treading water too, man, and there you go. It's like, wow. Okay, there was was it either a representative or somebody running for Congress out of Utah, and I remember this because years ago I used to listen to the Blaze every morning at work while I was working, um, and there was a uh, a person, a gentleman that wanted to run for, it was either Congress or the House of Representatives. He wanted to go to Washington, and the Glenn Beck staff, they loved him to death, and they supported him. They said, this is an outstanding guy. He wants to go for the right reasons, and he won't do this and he won't do that. And then next thing you know, he wins. And I remember hearing, I don't remember the full details of it, but I remember hearing a phone interview he gave with the Blaze's morning show. And they called him out on a few things because he totally flip flopped. Uh, he more than a house of pancakes. I mean, he flip flopped, and they called him out. They said, you know what, you went in saying this and that, and what happened? Who corrupted you? Who got to you? And I think that's the way it is. I think people do, some, not all, but some people have gone into public service wanting to do the right thing, and they just get corrupted. They get corrupted. So I'm not saying they're all corrupt. Maybe they are. I have no idea. But I'm an optimist. I would like to think that there's still some good eggs in the hen house in Washington, and hopefully it doesn't get worse than what it is. I find them doing wide stances in the men's airport bathrooms. Oh, it's funny. Marine Battalion in the chat. Danger, and they run like pigs. All male, but the millennial in my family have served. When someone is sinking and they cling to you, you render them incapacitated. Ah, this is a really, really. I love shit, man. This is good. It goes by too fast though. I gotta like scroll up. It's one thing I love to do on my videos. So I'll post a video and I'll literally sit there with my Google open and logged in, and every time somebody posts a comment, it shows, no matter what I'm doing, it shows on my screen. And I'll just scan through it really fast. I love reading comments on videos, um, and the chat is great too. Here's it, and hence I served all of the public. Yeah, in a matter of speaking. Yeah, sorry. In a matter of speaking, you're absolutely right. I believe that. Here's my biggest beef. I am a liberal. I served. I am a gun owner. I hate it when righties refer to me as the enemy. That's a tough one. All right. Do you actually, now, maybe you can educate me. All right. I've done a little research and stuff, but what does it take to be able to classify? I can't even talk. What does it take to actually classify yourself as a liberal? Okay. What do you believe in as a liberal? What do liberals believe? That's a good question. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that people get called liberals when they're actually not. I think there's people that think that they're liberals, but when they research what other parties represent and what they believe in, their beliefs are more shaded towards the other party. Um, have you been called a liberal, so now you think you're a liberal, or did you actually research? Me, I consider myself a constitutionalist. All right, um, I lean Republican. Um, Now this could just be me being naive, but I like to think of it this way. Look at where the words come from. Okay, Republican, republic. All right. Now the core, in my opinion, I could be just talking out my sphincter, but in my opinion, I see the word Republican meaning republic. A party that believes in the rule of law, states' rights, and the fact that we are a constitutional republic. Okay, power to the people. Now you look at Democrats. What's the key word in Democrat? Democracy. Okay, democracy is a great thing, but it's we're a constitutional republic is not mob rule. Okay, and that's pretty much what a full-blown democracy is um, whatever the majority wants. Doesn't matter what party. If the majority uh, wants to ban firearms, well, guess what? There goes the Second Amendment. All right, it's not a Republican believes in an individual's. My opinion of a Republican is believes that the individual and an individual's own one person rights cannot be taken away by the majority. Okay? If 99.99% of the country decided tomorrow to ban firearms, okay, and me being the 0.01% said no, we're not going to ban firearms. And this is why we have a Second Amendment, blah, 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 blah. Their majority um, doesn't outweigh my personal rights. Okay, just because the majority doesn't like my right doesn't mean that the majority can take them away. And that's my belief. That's how I believe um, the Republican Party is supposed to represent and supposed to stand for individual rights. Okay, I could be wrong. Who knows? But that's I could be naive, but that's what I believe. Um, so I kind of believe I'm a constitutional Republican. All right. Um, Kind of a libertarian as well. I mean, I could call myself a whole bunch of things because I do. I believe in liberty. Libertarians supposedly believe in liberty, and I've heard that word. Jeff Gray in an interview with Mike Bluehair called himself a libertarian. And I'm like, you know what? I've heard that word more than once, but I've never actually researched what the Libertarian Party believes, what their core beliefs are. And why are we talking politics? Oh my God, how do we get into here? But it's something that I'm going to research more. But I just call myself a constitutionalist. Those pesky constitutionalists that believe in the Constitution, we can't do a darn thing about their freedom of speech and their right to bear arms and the quarter to have their homes seized from them so troops can live inside them, and boy, whatever. All right, I'm spewing here nonsense. Let's get back to the chat box. Liberals are not learning socialism. Those would be called socialists. Yeah. Let me reword it. It's child and a woman. Yes, yes. Okay. Hey, pissed off taxpayer, I see you in chat. Shall not be infringed. Elsie, are you talking? My girlfriend has brought her cat over for about a week. Cat's on vacation. Um, so I have the dog. There's a cat in the junkyard. Can you believe it? Elsie, you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. You want to say hi to everybody? This is a one spoiled brat cat, I tell you. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. You little stinker. She's camera shy. I'd show you guys her, but she's camera shy. But she's all black and really fluffy, and I have to admit it, she's pretty cute. So I'm not much of a cat person, but this one's definitely wormed her way into my heart. All right, I'm more of a dog person, but I like her. Yeah, she's a little snot though. All right, what else we got going on here? Linda Smith, sorry to disappoint you, but not one baby has ever been killed in the womb. Oh boy, have we really got into shame on me for diving into politics here. Of course, I'm not the one that actually started the conversation. Touchy subject. Now remember, people in this chat, in this conversation, respect everybody, please. Uh, Camera advice, please. Uh, I'll be honest. I don't know a huge amount about cameras. I do know what I like, and I like my camera mass destruction here. It's pretty cool. It's a Lumix or Lumix, however you pronounce it. Yeah, Lumix. Lumix. Anyways, I like it. It's pretty cool. Whoa, bright light. Um, it's got more features than I know how to work. I would literally have to take a uh, college course to figure out how to work everything that this camera has. Um, if you're just starting out and you want to go photograph or take photos, my first one was one kind of like News Now Houston has, just a little mini camcorder. Um, fits in the palm of your hand. It's about yay yay big, like a little rectangular shape. Um, had the screen that popped out. It worked pretty good for a long time. It did. It lasted a while, but when it came time to snapping some photos, I wanted an actual camera that could take video as well as um, take really like high speed shots. This thing can. In well lit conditions, I can put it on the setting and hit that button, and it'll take 20 photos before I even know it's taken 20 photos. But it's got a lot more features that I know how to work right now. More like high school course. More like a high school course. Yeah. Oh man, when I was in high school, way, 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 way back in the day, I actually took a photography class. My dad had a real nice camera at the time, and he had some telescopic lenses and stuff like that. And he let me take it to school. And like the second day I took it, um, I was focusing it. I turned it the wrong way, and his very expensive lens fell right off the front of the camera and got all jammed up and busted up, and I felt so bad. And I ended up uh, saying forget it because at that time I didn't want to break any more of my dad's equipment. And my dad's, who's passed now, he's been gone a few years. Um, he didn't make me pay for it. You know, he was really good about that. I actually thought he was the type of dad that really believed in taking responsibility for what you do, and I had a feeling that I was going to be buying him a new telescoping lens. So, but he did, which was really cool. All right, let's get going here. This was a mailbag video. It's kind of morphed into other things, and we're having a nice chat here. We got 38 people watching. Here are my wants. A to S. GOP wants K through Z. As we all agree on K through S, why don't we all work together and pass those things? Yes, exactly. I agree. I think even when two parties agree on certain things, if they try to pass those certain things, one party holds the other one hostage and said, well, even though we agree on K, we're not going to pass K unless you let us work in B. So let's talk about B, and we can add it as like an amendment, or we can just add it to this bill. And if you do that, then we'll pass it. Okay? There's too much fighting over the stuff that they don't agree with to pass the stuff that they do agree with, because they're always trying to work in other things that they've had trouble getting past in the past. Getting past in the past. All right. You want my gun? Here, have the bullets first. Have the cartridges and the bullets first. That's a good saying. One of my favorite scenes of Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn, is when the Cubans and Russians are parachuting in, and there's a scene where the camera shifts to in town, in the little town, and there's a guy laying on his face, pretty much dead, and he's got what looks like his what is it, a Colt 45, something like that. It was like a semi-automatic though. He's dead, and he's still got it in his hand, and a soldier steps on his dead hand, takes his firearm, his handgun, and puts it in his waist. But as he pans up, you see his bumper sticker, or vice versa. The first thing you see is the bumper sticker. I can't remember right now, but it says, "You can have my gun when you take it from my cold dead hands, or cold dead fingers, or whatever." Um, Classic. I mean, that's classic. I love that part. That was a great movie, the original Red Dawn. The new one that they had made and come out with, it wasn't that bad either, but the original is a classic in my book. They have been trying for years, and they'll continue to try. And it's scary that the majority of the people that are doing these supposed quote supposed mass shootings, or these rampages, uh, when they look into the background of these people, once they're dead or caught or whatever, somehow all of a sudden it comes out, oh, they're Democrats. All these guys that do. Okay, if that's true, if all these mass shooters are part of the Democratic Party, that should tell you something right there. Okay, let's get our tinfoil hat on. Should I take the Chiefs hat off and put a tinfoil hat on? Okay. I saw a clip once. I think it's on YouTube still. I don't know what you do to look it up, but there was what do they call this? Is it a stenographer? Somebody that kind of like how a court clerk will type in shorthand. Well, in Congress and the House of Representatives or whatever, they have those people too, and they keep a record. And I remember watching a clip of this woman who was doing her job, and then recess was declared, and everybody's getting up and walking around the room, and they're all talking. It's like a break time, or it was end of day or something. And then this gentleman walks up towards this lady who's putting her equipment away, very expensive equipment away, and he says something to her, and she can't really hear him. So she leans towards him and says, "What?" And he gets a little closer, and he says something to her, something really short, not some big old long sentence. It didn't last that long. And as soon as he says something to her, she drops or sets down her expensive equipment and walks around people like I mean, to me, it looked like she was a zombie. Okay. And she walks around and negotiates, and she goes up onto the podium where people that are speaking to the House or Congress are up. She's up on the stage, and she starts going into a tirade, and she starts screaming. And it's just out of the blue. All right. And they literally had to like grab this woman and pull her out of the room, and they took her into some elevator or something like that. And some news team happened to be right there, and they caught her screaming some stuff. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was strange. So my opinion is, I believe that there are people that get hypnotized. They're either seeing a psychiatrist, or they're seeing or somebody, maybe not a psychiatrist, but they're seeing somebody in a profession like that. Okay, a counselor or a psychiatrist or something. And I firmly believe that there are people out there that are vulnerable to suggestions. Okay, and it just takes a key word, I don't know, or a certain tone, or a certain bell, or you say a certain phrase to these people, and they go and they do something that they didn't even realize they were doing. Now look at this most recent shooting that supposedly happened in Florida, right? Now, of course, you, Elsie, I'm talking. You really don't know. On the outside, you really don't know what was in that kid's head. But he claims that he heard voices that told him to do it, okay? He heard voices. Well, who's to say he didn't? Who's to say that he didn't get triggered to go do this, this stuff? I mean, look at him. His parents were dead, passed away, dead. I guess he was living with aunt, uncle, grandparents. I don't remember, but his parents were gone. Okay, you have this person, this individual that's not in a normal like family, mother, father, brother, sister environment, as far as I know. Uh, who knows what type of possible counseling or uh, doctors this kid had been seeing? Is it possible? Is it there a possibility that somewhere down in the past that this kid was hypnotized, and possibly a suggestion was made to him, and it just took something, just one thing, to trigger him off? So he goes and does this stuff, and now guess looks what happens. Everybody wants to ban Armalite rifles and any Armalite type rifles. I mean, and it does amaze me also that when these shootings happen, it's very rare that the perpetrators of these horrific acts make it out alive to stand trial. All right, I why is that? Well, given the opportunity, maybe they don't want to face with the consequences. But if these people were really not aware of what they just did, maybe they were instructed. When you see a police officer, you off yourself or something like that. Elsie, get off the table. Mama doesn't want you on the table. Darn cat. But all right, I'm ranting and raving again here. So who thinks that it's possible? Who thinks that there's a possibility that some of these horrific acts, if they did or did not happen, but I'll say they did happen. Um, I know there's people out there that believe they're false flags and things. And don't believe, I mean, and believe me, I do believe in crisis actors, okay? Just because there's crisis actors that are caught talking in the media doesn't, to me, doesn't mean that the event itself didn't take place, okay? They just possibly, it did happen, and now they're throwing crisis actors in there to drive the point, their agenda home to the mainstream news media, okay? That's my opinion, okay? It happened, but there are crisis actors that are thrown out there to get an agenda going. All right? So that's my opinion on that. And I have no idea where I was going with that. I kind of got off base. Shooter was an abused kid. I believe it. And and kids like that, I believe, I'd like to know that kid's background. Was he seeing a shrink? Was he seeing a psychiatrist? Was he seeing any type of doctors? What type, I think I heard that he was on some type of medication or something like that. There's a lot of research showing now that people are looking into that says that a lot of these pharmaceuticals that people are taking can cause, hallucinations and violent tendencies. I mean, I think Americans are over medicated these days. Flat out just crazy people, except for Vegas shooting. Nothing is being said about that one. Suspicious to me. Yeah, I also heard conspiracy that it was like a CIA buy. Um, that the individual that they actually found passed away or that was shot in that room uh, had some type of history, informant, or I can't remember what it was, but some type of history with the government, um, possibly CIA. And there's some conspiracy theories out there, if I remember right, that think that the people that actually perpetrated the shooting uh, weren't there by the time the cops got there. All right. I know supposedly some cop or some security guy went to the room and it was still they were still shooting or whatever. I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much, but I've heard theories out there that there was it was a gun buy, kind of like Fast and Furious, okay, where the DOJ was or whoever it was selling firearms to the cartels in Mexico, and then those firearms ended up killing a whole bunch of border guards or something like that. That's sad. But that's what one conspiracy said is that it was a gun buy, a gun buy that went bad because there was an opportunity. Then the news came out with that he had actually scouted other locations and stuff like that. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. The only thing I know for sure is the only way to stop a mad man or a mad woman, but let's not be gender specific, a mad person from doing an act like this is nothing. You're not going to stop an individual hell bent on doing something like this. The only thing you can do is mediate the damage, lessen the damage. Have somebody with a firearm to confront the shooter. Um, a lot of people don't. A lot of liberals, and I'm gonna use liberals, or let's say not maybe not liberals, but let's just say Democrats. They don't like that. They say the answer isn't more guns. Don't hate the tool, okay? Hate the person that's holding the tool, but don't hate the tool itself. All right, my firearms have not killed anybody. No one's dared to break into my place yet, but God help them if they try. Um, it's the person. It's not the firearm. So that's my opinion on that. They need to get over it. You're not going to be able to stop horrific acts. You can only lessen the collateral damage. Okay. And I'm a firm believer in more firearms do equal less crime. Hey, I'm a firm believer in constitutional carry. You carry, if you want to carry concealed, go for it. No permit needed. Um, but I am a stickler for the law and the Constitution, and those buggers in the black robes. They pretty much said that concealed carry is not a Second Amendment right. Um, but these same panels supposedly have said that open carry is a constitutional right. But hey, I believe you have a right to protect yourself from danger, from harm, and from people that want to do you harm. You have a right to own and possess and carry a firearm if you choose. And the manner in which you carry doesn't really bother me. Okay? If you want to conceal carry, go for it. I have an issue with needing to get a paid for permission slip to carry. That's my pet peeve. I should not have to get permission from Big Brother to have my legal firearm on me for the purpose of self-defense. Period. Okay? You know the old saying, registration leads to confiscation, right? Well, guess what? If they if you got a concealed carry license, well, they know you have a firearm. All right, that's the same as registering. You know, once you tell Big Brother that you're a gun owner, in one way, shape, or form, then you're on the list. Uh, I don't know how long the stream's been going. I know I'm ranting. I'm really not being coherent and talking to specific people. Yes, I believe in castle law. You're absolutely right. Reason to construe a type of firearm. However, to lessen the collateral damage. Yes, but the Supreme Court has also said that you can't just do an outright ban on the most popular firearm that people use for self defense or just to go shooting with or that own. All right. If there was a poll, not that anybody would probably do it answer truthfully, maybe they would, but if you took a poll of how many gun owners in America own an Armalite style uh, AR type rifle, I'm willing to bet that there's quite a few. I'm willing to bet the majority. Heck, I have one. Yeah, I have a video of it up there uh, about the bullet button. I have a video on my channel about the bullet button and the media and how they don't know jack crap about firearms. Um, I only have one. Okay, I do. That's the only. My Ruger is the only Armalite style rifle I own. I do have an assortment of other firearms, semi-automatic, everything from 22s to shotguns, but we won't be specific. Um, but I have a decent collection myself. So, and you know what? I could lay my Ruger on the bed and go to work and come back, and I'm willing to bet it'll still be there when I get back, and there won't be any dead bodies, you know, laying around in front of my door or in my home, my domicile. not the firearm that's shooting people. It's the person holding the firearm. Okay? You just got to remember that. I'm preaching here. I'm feeling I'm preaching to the choir. Henry lever actions? Those are good rifles. I heard they're really pricey, but they're good. You know, on the oldies channel that my girlfriend likes to watch, that has all like the old TV shows on it. Um, we keep seeing that commercial run for Henry rifles. So yeah, I've seen that commercial quite a bit, and I've heard nothing but good things about Henrys. So I think if I was to buy another firearm, not that I need one, I think I'm with you on that. I think I wouldn't mind buying a Henry. We're down to 36. Oh, we've been doing this for an hour, guys. This mailbag video's got kind of it was only supposed to be 10 15 minutes, and I'm ranting and raving about things that I'm seeing in the chat, and we're past an hour. So if anybody else wants to we'll try to make the next mailbag video not quite so long, but if anybody wants to be recognized in a mailbag video, um, you can send me a postcard, send me a letter. um, Outlaw News Now, he just he kept forgetting to get a postcard, so he just took a I don't know, piece of construction board and or something, and he cut it into a square, put a stamp on it with my address and a little note on the back. He literally made his own postcard. Okay, ingenious, I tell you. He overstamped it though. Postcards, it doesn't take a full stamp, but heck, if that's all you got is a normal forever stamp, uh, that's fine. And Daryl, the Midnight Rider, man, thanks again. Thanks for the Mountain Dew. We got it right here, and we're enjoying it. So, if anybody else out there wants to be part of the mailbag series that I'm going to be doing, making a playlist for all mailbag videos. No, I didn't say teabag. I said mailbag. Um, you can send me a postcard or send me a letter or something, whatever you want. Postcards are cheap. Heck, you can make your own and write something on it and mail it to me. Again, the Junkyard News, P.O. Box 983, San Clemente, California, 92674. And then if you want to put -0983, you can, but you really don't have to put the -0983. It'll still get to me, but some people choose to do that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys going through the chat. Um, I'm probably going to see how, man, that's a long chat. I was going to do a copy paste. That's a long chat because I missed a lot of chat. So let's see. I wonder how, oh, that's top chat, live chat. I should have put it on live chat to begin with. I'm going to copy as much of this as I can, and then I'll paste it when it renders the video. I believe he was abused. He had no guidance. He had no direction. Yeah, I agree with that. I just saw a chat from earlier. Oh, I can only go so far in the chat. I can't go from the beginning. What a bummer. All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap out the mailbag video. I appreciate all you guys who have been chatting away on the chat box and giving me lots of stuff to read. Shift A, select all. Let's see if that works. Shift A. Ah, it didn't work. Cheers at Junkyard News. Great mailbag video. I'm glad everybody had fun and everybody had a chance to chat it up in the chat box. I did copy most of it from what I could, and when it renders the video again, I will paste it in there so I can go through and read it. San Clemente is a nuclear power. That's past the San Diego County line, but yes, just south of San Clemente is San Onofre nuclear power plant. It has been decommissioned, but they still have the spent fuel there. And last I heard, they were planning on keeping it there, if not more, possibly bringing in more and storing it on site there, which is right next. No, pretty much no different than Japan had theirs. I mean, it's literally right on the ocean, so it's kind of scary. Take care, brother. Yes, I will take care. Thank you, guys. Oceanside, Del Mar. Yep. Which sounds nice. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Looks like we're already starting to lose people. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time we do a live feed, and hopefully I get something else in the PO box, and we can do another mailbag video in a week or two. We're gonna try to do at least once a month. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.